Paul from High Tech Legion, and we're going to take a look at Thermal Radar 2, which is designed for the TUF boards, which would be, of course, the Sabertooth and the Gryphon. If you watch the AI Suite video that I did previously, I actually kind of installed an AI Suite that I thought was for all of the boards, but evidently it wasn't for the TUF board. So let's go ahead and we'll go over Thermal Radar 2 real quick so I can give you an idea on what's going on here. And this, of course, is for the Sabertooth and the Gryphon, the TUF boards in the Asus Z87 line. Now, basically, when you come up to it, the first thing you're going to see is thermal tuning. And what this is going to do is, it's going to go ahead and set and tune your board and use your fans to give you the best possible temperatures. So if we click start here, what it's going to do is, it's going to give me the option to go ahead and name my fans that are connected to each one of the headers. So right now, as you can see, I have a CPU fan in. I'm going to go ahead and click start, and what it's going to do is it's going to tune that fan the correct way. Now, you can do this with every fan you have in your case. This usually takes about 3 to 4 minutes to tune, so it's going to be a short amount of time while we do this. But in any case, the TUF boards are the boards that you want when you're looking for stability. And if you're like me and you live in Florida and you have, I guess you could say, some warm days, etc., I like to put a lot of cases in my fans, but unfortunately a lot of times with other motherboards I don't have the option to specifically tune every single fan, so I end up getting, you know, an airplane in my office, and it's loud. But with the thermal tuning, you can set any fan to what you want, and there you go. It's perfectly fine. You could set all your fans to what you want them. You could basically adjust the fan speeds for each different fan itself, or you could, as I did, you could do it manually. I mean, automatically. Then we have thermal status here. This is zone temperature monitoring. As you can see, we have CPU zone and we have the VGA zone. It'll tell you where you want to be. It'll tell you where you are at that time, and then you can do an assessment. So let's go ahead and do a thermal assessment here. I probably don't have anything connected, but what it's going to do, it's going to go ahead and run. It's going to grab my temperatures. It's going to give me my loads, and then it's going to go ahead and balance everything. Now, this does take a while to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shut off the video for now. I'll go ahead and let it run while it's running. Once it's done, I'll go ahead and start the video back. Okay, well, that finished, and let's go ahead and look at it. Basically, if you remember, it started at 0. So you have a now state, you have a balance before loading, and then you have a balance after loading. So of course, the now state, I'm at 56 Celsius with my loading of 1.82 watts. Before balance, I was at 28 Celsius with 9.04 watts. Balance after loading, 56 Celsius at 86 watts. So the assessment result is going to be 0.36 Celsius. And basically what it's going to do is just going to balance everything out. Now, of course, as the system slows down, this is just to balance your thermals. So I'm going to click OK, and then we'll go down to see. Now it did a thermal assessment and it says that everything is excellent. Now let's go to the fan control. Fan control, you could do anything in here that you need to do in your fan control by basically clicking and adjusting. So right now I have CPU fan on, so let's go ahead and do the CPU fan. Now, right now it's in smart mode. As you can see, unfortunately, and I don't have time to change this out, and I'm really sorry, or else I would show you the actual line graphs, etc. But I'm using an AIO, which I do not have connected to the headers. I'm actually controlling it via Corsair Link 2. I'm using a Corsair H100i at this time. But basically, you would have a graph here, and you could, by adjusting your settings with the graph, you could set how much fan speed you want at each different temperature depending on the load of your CPU, or how warm your case is, etc. So that's basically what we could do there. Now, if on the CPU, of course, I have 75%, I could go ahead and raise that if I want. V-Core is 25%. You just click apply or undo, and it'll set everything that you want. So let's go back. Now, of course, since this is a TUF board, you have multiple fan headers. So let's go ahead and count your fan headers. You got one for the CPU. You have chassis fan 1, chassis fan 2, chassis fan 3, and chassis fan 4. You also have an assist fan, and that's 2 of them. You could also set your modes. You could go to silent, standard, turbo, or of course full speed. And you could set these automatically in here. So if I click on assist fan 2, as you can see, I could do an auto stop on that. It also gives me my SATA 6G ports. Now this is where this fan would be, is in front of a SATA 6G port, so if you want to keep that cool for your hard drive. So let's go ahead back. You could also load and save profiles. Under the DigiPlus Power and Control, this is where you're going to be able to control everything that you need to adjust your clock speeds, etc. You have your load line calibration, you have your current capability, your power phase control, your thermal control, CPU voltage, and of course the active frequency mode. Under DRAM, you can set your DRAM current capabilities and your power phase control. So let's go ahead back now. Now, of course, if I click on one of my sensors, now this board has all sensors. As you can see, these are where all the sensors are, so they're going to give me the temperatures. 29 Celsius. My DRAM is 29 Celsius. My I/O ports are V-Core, 29 Celsius. T3 sensor, don't have anything connected to that. 33 Celsius on the motherboard. T1 sensor. PCIe 2 is 30 degrees Celsius. PCIe 1 is 30 degrees Celsius. And my SATA 6G, that's going to be my chips out here, my AS Media chip, 37 Celsius. Now with this board, I would probably suggest that you do some manual tuning through the BIOS. Not to say that you can't do it through here, but I would normally do it through the BIOS. I mean, we could do, as I said, we could do our thermal tuning. We could do thermal status. We have our fan controls. This is probably one of the most advanced fan controls on the market today, AI Suite 3, especially for this board, and of course the other Asus boards. Fan Expert 2 is very good. This, of course, since it happens to be the TUF board and it has so much on it, you're going to get all of the thermal radar here. So that's our quick look at Thermal Radar 2. I'm sorry that I made a mistake with that other video. As I said, I got a final version of AI Suite 3 and I installed it. I assumed that it was going to put this in here and it didn't. So hopefully Ron will actually get into the four-way optimization with you on the board that he has. He should be doing a video on that. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Remember, you're watching this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember, if you haven't seen it at High Tech Legion, you might not have seen it at all. We have over 1,000 videos uploaded. Visit us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/HTL Reviews. Of course, follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/High Tech Legion. And of course, if you want to read the full review on any of the TUF boards, which would be the Gryphon, which is a micro ATX board, and of course the Sabertooth, make sure you visit www.hightechlegion.com for the full review. Stay thirsty, my friends. Bye-bye.